Welcome to tonight's CityWide Sports Network college football telecast on KCWX-TV. We're live on the campus of Trinity University as the Tigers battle conference foe, the Austin College Kangaroos. I'm Mike Lefko, along with Chuck McIntyre and Anya Rosales down on the sidelines. And welcome to the Gun Automotive Group pregame show. It's presented by Gun Automotive Group, where buying your next vehicle is real simple. GunAuto.com. Well, Chuck, it's going to be a tremendous matchup. Two old conference rivals now in a new conference together, but very familiar with each other.
No doubt about it. And for Austin College, I mean, they're trying to get the stench of losing 5 of their last 6 games out of their mouth. Trinity is just a game out of second place now in the SAA, so big game for both, and I know both teams looking to get a win here today.
Well, we'll start with Austin College. If they're going to have a chance to win, who's going to be their key player?
Well, starts and ends with their quarterback, Colt Collins. This guy last year as a freshman was on the scout team, and then they had a glut of injuries at the quarterback spot, so they threw him in last year, the last couple of games, and boy, is it paying big dividends for them this year. It starts and ends with this guy because he's not only their leading passer, but he's also their leading rusher as well. And you know full well he's going to have 2 eyes peeled on number 99 for the Trinity Tigers. That's Alejandro Anzaldúa. This guy, what an amazing week he's coming off of. Conference Player of the Week, 12 tackles a week ago, and leading the squad with 9.5 tackles for loss. This guy makes a living on the other side of the line of scrimmage, and if the trend continues, my sense is we're going to be calling number 99's number a lot tonight in this one.
Well, for more on Trinity, let's go down to the sidelines. Anya Rosales caught up with head coach Jeremy Urban.
Well, first and foremost, to enjoy it. You know, our seniors have put in 4 years of hard work, and they've really been a part of something special here in terms of changing the culture around. And Coach Moore coached me, and first year we walked on campus, he said, guys, you're going to remember your first, and you'll remember your last. And he echoed that my senior year. We've continued that tradition. It is something special. These guys have run up these steps for 4 straight years, and I want them to enjoy it, but also to go out and play a great game.
We'll talk more about the seniors and plenty more from this one when we return after this message from Gun Auto. It's Trinity and Austin College, and as you know, Gun Auto keeps things simple, real simple. So we're going to make this real simple. First, for Austin, Chuck, in order to win this game, they simply have to do what?
Well, on offense, they've got to protect the football. They do not want Trinity and their explosive offense to get their hands on the ball any more than they have to. And then on defense, they've got to limit Trinity's explosive plays on that side of the ball.
And for Trinity, what are they going to have to do to win this game?
Coach Urban and his squad, they want to start quickly for sure. And then on defense, they want to get off the field on 3rd down.
Well, the Tigers and the Kangaroos. It's coming up next. Kickoff on senior night for Trinity. Back after this on KCWX. Welcome back to Trinity Football Stadium. Getting ready for kick between the Tigers and the Kangaroos. Trinity 5-3 on the season. And look at the forecast. Tonight's game time conditions brought to you by John Wayne Service Company. When you need heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical help, make just one call to fix it all. Call 210-293-6700. A little more humid. Chuck, carve some space out in this booth so we don't sweat all over each other, but perfect night for football here in early November as Trinity gets ready for its senior night and the final home game this year here on this campus.
Yeah, big game for both teams, as we said at the onset. And for Trinity, you know, you got your seniors out here, you got their families, and the one thing Trinity has done in this series is dominate. They've won 22 of the last 23 meetings with Austin College, including 5 straight. I know they're hoping for a quick start tonight.
We have Michael Edmondson and Jay Foster back to receive. There's a high spiraling kick. Edmondson, the primary kickoff returner, grabs that right at the goal line. Dancing through a few tackles, and he is wrapped up. And the Trinity offense will start just across the 15-yard line.
Yeah, R.J. Romero doing a really good job down there on kick coverage and bringing him down.
Well, we talked a lot about the quarterback for Austin College in our pregame, but shouldn't fail to mention the quarterback for Trinity, Austin Grauer, a senior, 5'7" from Oklahoma, really slings the ball around in this offense, pretty much goes as he goes.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns a week ago, 23 of 37 through the air. A tough loss against Hendricks they're coming off of, and you know, get a field goal here or a field goal there, and that thing's coming out the other way in terms of Trinity getting a win instead of a loss.
Handoff goes up the middle, and there's space and some acceleration. It's wide open field for Foster. Down the right sideline, Foster's in a foot race. Jay Foster all the way to the house, and what an opening for Trinity here on senior night.
Yeah, somebody was watching the keys to the game, huh? Quick start on offense. Trinity had a couple of 100 yards rushing by two guys a week ago, Foster being one of them. That's a good way to pad your stats right there and take the first play from scrimmage and take it to the hizzy.
Foster's season-long rush this year was 33 yards. He got that and then some, and then another third of the way down to the end zone. What a run to put Trinity on the board first, and an emphatic opening statement here to begin this ball game.
Yeah, that was a big, huge, clean hole he got to run through too, and then turn on the Jets.
Kick is up, and it's through. Yeah, he's got some connections to the area. Certainly a lot to bring up with Jeremy Urban in his 4th season as head coach. Kobe Doyle boots that just shy of the goal line. Flag comes flying at the end of that return. And that Trinity sideline is fired up.
During the return, holding, return team number 10. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
Oh, here's the scoring summary. Officially 84 yards. One play, 84 yards. It's a touchdown for Jay Foster. And all first half scoring summaries are presented by the San Antonio Auto and Truck Show. Show your team pride at the Auto Show and save. Wear your San Antonio area college shirt. Bring your game tickets down to the San Antonio Auto Show Saturday and Sunday, November 11th and 12th at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center, and get $5 off general admission.
Well, there you go. Austin College tries a little trickery to start this football game. The quarterback, Colt Collins, acted like he was signaling to his wide receivers that he was going to audibilize instead. Do a little wildcat, but Trinity was there and snuffed it out nicely.
And Drew Bicknell also punts for them. Got that carry. Bicknell runs off. Quickly, Brennan Ellis on. Low snap. Collins lobs it to the sideline. That's caught, and there's some space down the sideline. Kevin Ray busting loose down the near sideline, and Ray in a foot race, and he is dragged down just short of the end zone.
You got a big play. I got one coming right back at you.
Get ready for fireworks, huh?
I guess so. Colt Collins doing a really nice job. First of all, fielding the low snap and then throwing one right on the button. And then Trinity gambles on the back end.
The chase down was made by Kadarius Lee.
It was awful close to being a touchdown, too. That's right.
Collins keeps it himself, and it's an easy dash into the end zone. Just like that, Austin College answers a quick scoring drive with a quick one of their own.
Yeah, Colt Collins, again, this is going to be a guy that has his hands on the ball a lot. This is a read-based offense.
And that's his 4th rushing touchdown. They go along with 282 yards rushing. Extra point good. Just like that, we got a tie football game.
Media timeout.
Let's take a look really quick here again on the busted coverage, Chuck. Look at Kevin Ray just getting loose, and then it's a foot race.
Yeah, again, they gambled on the backside, and it was, the defensive back trying to make a play, just missed it. That led to the big play. Colt Collins taking it in, and we got some fireworks early here on the Trinity University campus.
7-7, not even 2 minutes in, and we've had 2 very long drives. Here's a scoring summary for Austin College. 3 plays, 90 yards, but the big one was the huge pitch and catch from Colt Collins to Kevin Ray, and got them all the way down to that 1-yard line after, as you said, some trickery on the first play. It was nothing, and then as good as their second play was, results in a touchdown.
Yeah, there's going to be some growing pains on this Trinity defense. They graduated 5 3-year starters from last year. So they've got some youth on that side of the ball. I'm just wondering if both defenses at some point are going to settle in, because if not, we are in for a track meet tonight. I mean, that's about as many fireworks as we've seen early on in the contest of any game we've done all year.
Cesar Ruiz will kick it off for Austin College. Good return by Edmondson last time. Push back into the end zone, taking it out. Toward that Trinity sideline. And a flag came flying late, and that was on the hit on Edmondson.
Return. Back. Return team, number 23. Half the distance to the goal from the end of the run.
Well, I should learn never to guess by now. So with Trinity backed up, let's take a look at their starting lineup. And tonight's starting lineup presented by IHOP, Eat Up Every Moment. We talked about Austin Grauer, and you also want to highlight number 5, their wide receiver, Tommy Levine. He's coming off a career high, 11 receptions, 125 yards last week. And I guess we should say, hey, Jay Foster, who had the 1 carry and then went all the way to the end zone for 84 yards to start this game. There is Foster again, this time scooped up and wrapped up by Zane Byers, their senior team captain. And now let's take a look at the Austin College starters. And Byers is the one we'll highlight right there. Lauren Dawson, their head coach, says he's a silent playmaker, very disruptive. And it's a very experienced Kangaroos defense.
Yeah, from Italy, Texas. You got a DQ there, I know that. It's up there by Dallas. Hit that a couple of times on the way home.
The significant signpost of that town, huh?
That's right.
Grauer under duress, throws it away to the sideline. And that pressure came from Hayden Schilling, the junior defensive end.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there. Receiver went in, quarterback went out. Got an incomplete and a 3rd and long coming out.
Austin College, some of the stout defensive plays there after giving up the big run early. Jay Foster came in with only 176 yards rushing on the season. 84 yards is going to bump that total up. But 3rd and long. Grauer with time. Nothing there, though, and he is wrapped up for a sack. It was Schilling again, getting in on the pressure.
That was one of those where the pocket was collapsing. Looked like he may have had a receiver flash downfield, but you know, when you're deep in your own end, you certainly don't want to take a chance. Really great job there at the last minute on the delay by Paul Mpunga. How do you say his name?
Mapunga.
Mapunga, there you go.
Just a freshman.
I was waiting for you to help me out there, bro. Just a freshman, but kid's playing very well this year.
Kyle Musarino is standing just in front of the 40-yard line. Now a couple of steps back from that 40-yard line. There's a high arcing punt. And Musarino calls for the fair catch, but great field position for Austin College. They're going to take over just outside the 30-yard line in a 7-7 ball game. These two teams are very familiar with each other, and we'll have more on the matchup in this series history when we return tied at 7 early on here on the CityWide Sports Network. Austin College takes over in great field position deep in Trinity territory. And the Kangaroos are trying to really get some momentum towards the end of the season here in conference play. Only 1-5 in conference and just 3-5 on the year. And put together 500 seasons, 2013, 2014, and 2015. So went out and they could get that. Collins dives forward and he's upended by Mitchell Globe. Let's take a look at the Austin College starters. Tonight's starting lineup is presented by IHOP, Eat Up Every Moment. Colt Collins, just a sophomore, and already we have said his name plenty of times tonight. Wasn't fully healthy during 3 games and 3 losses this year, but this is a guy who is going to lead them really for the next few seasons here on campus.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just his size alone sets him apart from most quarterbacks.
Collins to the near side. Underthrows Reggie Evans. They'll bring up 3rd down. Well, for Trinity, plenty of players to highlight in the open. Chuck, we talked about Alejandro Anzaldúa. Here's Mitchell Globe, their senior linebacker. Double-digit tackles in 5 games this year and leads this team with 3 sacks. And really gets in and knocks the ball loose. He's a guy from San Antonio, too, Clark High School.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Guy that'll play sideline to sideline and just been a really good player at Trinity throughout his career, coming off an injury-plagued season a year ago.
Collins has to escape pressure, throws low and behind his man. And it's incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, good pressure that time by the Tigers, and really knocking the quarterback off his throwing lane right there. 2 or 3 guys back there, including Mitchell Globe, who we just featured, and big number 99 as well. Boy, is he active on that Trinity defensive line. And there's, you take a look at Colt Collins' stats for the season. He has turned the ball over a lot, but in some of their games, you know, they've been coming from behind and Sometimes when you get a team back and they're just having to chuck and duck to get their way back into some football games, that's when you see a lot more of the turnovers.
He did have 65 yards rushing against Birmingham Southern, and then one of his best passing games of the year last week, or 2 weeks ago, 288 yards in a loss to Birmingham Southern. So a big fourth down coming up. We'll see what the Kangaroos do early on in the first, tied at 7. Big fourth down attempt coming up here for Austin College, tied at 7. For those watching tonight, if Trinity scores more, you can score for less Sunday and Monday at Mattress and Furniture for Less. The Tigers score 24 or more points in tonight's game. Get a 15% discount Sunday and Monday at all 3 Mattress and Furniture for Less locations in San Antonio, where it's beautiful inside. Collins to the near side. It is caught, and Musarino goes out of bounds just shy of the 10-yard line of first down on a fourth down conversion.
Yeah, just a little crossing pattern. And some bad angles towards the football. A strike and a first down. So Trinity with a chance to get off the field here on fourth down and couldn't make it happen. And a fresh set for the Roos are trying to knock on the door here for their second possession of the ball game.
Yeah, the Kangaroos very good on fourth down conversions this year. They're now 7 for 15. There's a dash by Reggie Evans spinning down inside the 5. An armada of running backs get the carries for Austin College. They said they're very balanced. They use a lot of running backs. That's why, we noticed really no running back has kind of asserted themselves as the bell cow, and that's probably why Colt Collins has got the majority of the yardage.
Well, I'll tell you, if Reggie Evans keeps running like that, it's going to be his job to keep, because he did an outstanding job once he was contacted, falling forward for another 5 or 6 yards.
Handoff goes to him again. Evans finds space, churning into the end zone, and Austin College gets on the board to take the lead.
Yeah, making it look pretty easy. After they got the first down, just a couple of run plays to Mr. Evans, and he's finding the end zone. So after the quick start by Trinity, the Kangaroos weather the early storm, get the big play on the last drive, and then pick up the huge fourth down, which extended this drive, and then the punch by Evans.
2 drives, 2 touchdowns for Austin College. And that's the 5-yard rush by Reggie Evans. Point after good, 14-7. We're not even 5 minutes in, and we have a 14-7 ball game. Well, dramatic offenses coming down the pipe. We'll see what Trinity does when they get the ball after this. Senior night here for Trinity. Tigers down early though, 14-7. And we're just 5 minutes in. This game has already featured 2 touchdowns, 2 plays of 80-plus yards, and 21 total points.
Yeah, just like we thought, right? No big plays. Keep the scoring down. Not so much. I mean, and Trinity's averaging almost 30 points a game from their offense, so you got to believe there's going to be more in store as this night goes along.
Edmondson again gets into the goal line. Cuts it to the left and spinning through some traffic before he gets wrapped up and shaken down around the 25-yard line.
Trinity, taking the last 2 kicks kind of off to the right side, decided they'd go left side, and it's their best return of the night.
We'll see what Trinity comes out with on offense. Austin Grauer just 0 for 1 passing. There's the short scoring drive by Austin College. They got good field position after the short punt and go 6 plays, 31 yards. Capped off by the Reggie Evans touchdown. Go on top 14-7. Now the Kangaroos are coming off a bye. They've had a week to scheme for Trinity and draw up some new plays. There's a handoff and powering through by Charles Davis. He dives forward for a couple. Well, the first quarter of tonight's CSN football telecast is brought to you by North Star Dodge. Open Sunday, it's your savings destination. Trinity has more of a triple attack at running back. Evan McDowell, Charles Davis, and Jay Foster. Davis is the lone freshman out of that trio. Likely the running back of the future. Now Davis again stood up at the line, and a strong surge pushes him back.
Yeah, it all starts with number 52, Bryce Devon, doing a great job of absolutely obliterating the edge, forcing the running back inside. And there's some guys free over on the right that can come over and make the tackle, including Hunter Mills, the junior from Katy.
Here's another third down for Trinity. 0 for 1 tonight. Only 34% on third downs this season. And they need the 32-yard line. Valor fakes the handoff. Here's a wide open Tommy Levine, and Levine gets the first down yardage.
Tommy Levine will never have an
Rhodes
easier.
leg, sorry.
I'm sorry, Rhodes' leg.
Yeah.
Will never have an easier pitch and catch than that. I mean, he was absolutely unguarded over here on the right side. He'll take it.
Rhodes' leg, a senior. He was on her before the game. Austin, Texas.
Yeah, one of the captains for tonight's game as well.
Both he and Levine led the team in touchdown receptions last year. Valor looking for Levine this time. He has him at the 45-yard line. And there's Tommy Levine staying in bounds and still fighting forward down inside the 30.
4-on-1, he's still not going down.
Levine building off that impressive game last week against Hendricks. 125 yards and 11 receptions.
Look at Austin Grauer, strong in the pocket, stepping up, delivering a strike, and then even stronger on the back end.
He might have got 10 more yards tiptoeing that sideline. Just stays around the attempted tackle by Segun Adekunle. Davis probing forward and dives close to the marker.
Yeah, just a freshman from Louisiana. Boy, you're right. A lot of patience for a young guy. Doesn't need much of a crease. He's really quick once he hits the hole.
Trying to find some space again. This time caught from behind. Jordan Keaton got up there to drag him backwards. That's a senior from Fort Worth. Keaton had a big game at Trinity last year, had 5 tackles.
Yeah, Hayden Schilling, number 90 in there as well from Munster, Texas. Both of those guys do a great job of eating space and slipping past their blocks.
3rd and short, though, for the Tigers. They have moved the ball quickly into Austin College territory. Davis right through the middle. Davis has space and just gets dragged down. A touchdown saving tackle by TJ Mellentree because Charles Davis had broken into the secondary.
Boy, the Tigers can hit you so many ways. They're great at quarterback. They got great wide receivers, and we talked about the 2 running backs going over 100 yards a week ago, and that's the first time it's happened since 1999 that they had 2 backs go over the century mark. So they've had some really nice runs right inside the A-gap to start this football game.
Trinity trying to tie this game up. The first half scoreboard is sponsored by John Wayne Service Company. Just one call to fix it all. AC, plumbing, electrical, and heating. Call 210-293-6700 and dial up a touchdown to Elliott Blott from Grauer right over the top of the Austin College defense. Point after by Doyle goes through, and we do have a tie ball game. Grauer's 13th touchdown, and that's more of the offense we've expected out of Trinity. This is a team coming off a 632-yard performance last week against Hendricks. Most yardage they put up in a game in 13 years. And we talked to Jeremy Urban about that. He said his offense isn't necessarily that up-tempo, but this whole conference, right, the SAA, he described it as the Big 12 of D3 football,
right.
This conference. So there is a lot of scoring, a lot of offense, and their pace has kind of reflected that. And I think the line was interesting. They don't necessarily go no huddle, but they move quickly out of the huddle.
Well, I think, both of these teams, obviously, we're barely into this first quarter. Trinity's got 156 yards total offense. Austin College has 121.
High kick from Doyle. And that is Jones. Sharon Jones with some space, and Sharon Jones is going to take this across midfield. So another good opportunity, but the ball is down, and Trinity says they have it. No indication yet from the officials, but Trinity's coming up from the pile with the football.
Wow, what a huge turn of events, huh? Austin College takes the opening kick across midfield, or the ensuing kick, I should say, Looks like they're going to be in business to take this lead back. And then who was that? Getting a little punch shot there on the football, number 22, Chris Stewart, I believe was the one that knocked it free. Look at that. The old fist on the ball trick, and sure enough, that thing is out.
And it's two dueling 22s there. It was Sharon Jones in the return and two freshmen. So what a heady play by Stewart to force the turnover. And a huge opportunity here for Trinity. Looked like the Kangaroos are going to have some nice momentum getting the ball across midfield.
Yeah, and you can see how exasperated Coach Dawson is. I mean, that's just a huge turn of events. We got a little trickeration.
Here's a long throw by leg to Levine, who's open, and Levine gets into the end zone.
How about that? And instantly turning points from a turnover.
Trinity, just like that, grabs the lead, and it was set up by the special teams play.
There you go. You cannot say enough about guys just hustling on the back end. Never quit. Looks like you're going to put your defense in trouble, but you get the ball back, and then the quick strike ability of the Trinity Tigers, and they turn a 7-point deficit and then back on their heels for their defense. But the turnover created, and then they strike back quickly, and man, this game has turned a lot here in the early going.
That's the team-leading 7th touchdown reception by Tommy Levine, and he is just a sophomore. But for all the experience on this offense and everyone that won't be back next year, the foundation has been laid. And I think you get pretty excited if you're the Trinity coaching staff about what Tommy Levine could do moving forward.
Yeah, you know, we talked about the huge week that he's coming off of where he had 11 receptions for 125 and 2 scores. And he had some company last week, but this young man is really proving to be a really special receiver. And that's saying something because Trinity's had some good ones over the years.
Two quick scoring drives. Just over a minute, and an onside kick attempt. Catches everyone off guard, but just a little too much firepower behind that boot by Colby Doyle. And he kicks it out of bounds, so that will be Austin College football.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team number 91. 5 yards will be added to the spot where it went out of bounds. First down.
Well, while Austin College takes over, right now let's go down to the sidelines. The third member of our broadcast crew, Anya Rosales.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, Coach Dawson of Austin College joked about being glad that he's coaching against Jeremy Urban and not having him as a player this matchup. He said Urban was a great player and a threat for any opposing coach.
Jeremy Urban played on those very good Trinity teams in the early 2000s. And yeah, Lauren Dawson was the defensive coordinator at Austin. And he mentioned to us, he said, man, I remember that guy. He was very good, and you remember him as well.
Yeah, he said his first game as defensive coordinator, he's like, he came off the field after watching Jeremy Urban and his teammates do his thing, and he said, man, if they're all this good, I'm going to have to go look for another job.
And they were that good that year, right? 2002, got all the way to the national championship game. The slant is open, and Colt Collins has had some success finding.
He's got everybody in the ballpark electrified.
Collins, some miscommunication, and he is thrown all the way back. A big sack, the charge led by Matthew Willis and Cale Ridge, making a stop.
Yeah, the old read play. And I think if Colt had this to do over, he'd have handed it off because once he thought he had daylight, there was big number 35 to completely envelop him and tackle him for a huge loss.
Yeah, pushes Austin College all the way back outside the 25-yard line. Collins looking near side, has to escape, and he gets out of the initial tackle, and Collins still on his feet, going towards the goal line before he's finally knocked forward by Alejandro Anzaldúa, but he got out of an attempted diving stretch by Mitchell Globe. And look at that toughness from Colt Collins.
Yeah, Trinity bringing the house. Nobody gets home, and Colt's not the fastest guy, but it's going to take more than one lick, and then a great hustle by Anzaldúa coming all the way back from his defensive line position. Got a hustle tackle there at the end and saved the Tigers 6 points.
Collins already with a 1-yard touchdown rush. Keeps it there to the right side, spinning around, pressure, dives just short. Trinity set the edge and forced Collins to really maneuver his way towards open space.
You gotta like the build on this kid. He's durable, he's strong, he's tough. And if you're Trinity, you gotta sell out. If you're guessing, you gotta guess 8.
That's where that read option, pretty effective if the quarterback runs it right. And I'm sure that's the learning process too with a sophomore. Will only get better in recognizing when to pull it back and when to hand it off to the running back. This time it does go up the middle. And a surge of maroon jerseys driving back the attempted surge by Austin College. And Robert Kewen comes up with a football, but after he knocked down.
Yeah, they've got some big fellas up there, and that Trey Jones is a load too, and you can see Trinity selling out to stop the run here on the goal line, forcing a big 3rd down for Austin College. So after all that, it's 1st and goal at the 3.
And a stumble and nowhere to go for Reggie Evans. Tigers defensive line surging on that misstep. Sam Hinojosa got in there to make the tackle.
Yep, didn't have a chance, and then 2 or 3 Tigers out there ready to make a tackle.
And it looked like Ansel Dua, who we've talked about, one of their best defensive players, goes by the nickname Puma.
Works for me.
Apparently the story, though, behind that, not as good as you would think. He was just wearing Puma apparel one day, and a coach called him that. Another flag comes flying. Brennan Ellis with a moment has a touchdown catch.
Offsides. Defense, number 42 and 43. Penalty is declined. Result of the play is a touchdown.
I was going to say, it looked like to everybody sitting at home watching the game that Trinity had a couple guys jumping, so how we'd expect. Both of these offenses trading punches here in the first quarter. I cannot believe we got over 40 points scored, and we still got a minute and a half left.
21-21. Kind of what you'd expect from 2 teams very familiar with each other. They used to play 2 times a year back in the old SCAC days. Well, not too old. That was last year and the year before that. We'll continue to get help off that field.
I'll tell you what, the San Antonio Auto and Truck Show is getting its money's worth in this first quarter, aren't they? Here's the next scoring summary. 8 plays. Of course, we talked about the penalties that were able to extend it. Trinity getting a little antsy on that side of the ball. And we had Colt throwing to Ellis, 6-yard TD reception. Add the extra point, and we are all square at 21 here in the first quarter.
And the kickoffs have not been short of excitement either. Michael Edmondson has found some space. Does have a 91-yard kickoff return this season. That came back on October 7th here against Rhodes. And he gets stood up and then thrown down immediately before Trinity comes out on offense. Rolling Rentals and more brings you the Trinity team trivia question tonight. Ready for this, Chuck? Tigers head coach Jeremy Urban played 9 years in the NFL and played in the Super Bowl, but where did he play his high school football in Texas? Rolling Rentals and more, wheels, tires, appliances, electronics, no credit check, easy payment plans, low cash prices. Call 210-521-RENT. Do you know it? Don't say it.
I know where he's from, but I'm not really sure what high school he went to.
And then you don't know it. All right.
Well, I could take a guess, though.
Okay, we'll ask for your guess when we reveal that answer. Grauer escapes pressure, fires to the side. And a scary moment there, leg dives into his own sideline. Actually, he's down. Oh, pops back up. Took a big hit there into the track, into his own teammates.
Need a play to regroup after laying out and possibly getting the wind knocked out of him after lunging so far for the football.
And that hurts. That's not a soft track right there.
No,
it's a pretty unforgiving surface.
Get a little road rash for sure.
Back to their other star receiver, Levine hauling in the pass.
Yeah, that's a couple times now that Trinity's had some success here on the sideline, but we got another flag down.
The Tigers were called for 4 penalties on those final 5 plays there that led to the Austin College touchdown. They're going to be called for another one. That will back them up. Just steps in front of the end zone in the final minutes of the first quarter.
Well, it's hard to top this one.
We got 3 more quarters.
That's right. If you like offense, this is the place to be tonight. Stevens Field.
Jay Foster, the running back behind Grauer. Foster probing, dancing into the secondary, and Foster was trying to break loose once again, and he carried the pile for a few extra steps.
How about that? Everybody thinking pass on 2nd and long, and got it all back. Look at him probing. Oh, that's just a nice cutback, and then 2 nice cuts.
That is one thing Mike Silva, the Kangaroos defensive coordinator, said. Trinity is so balanced that they might do some things that you wouldn't think. They would, pass on 1st down, run on 3rd down. So they knew coming in they were going to have to be ready for a wide array of looks from this Tigers offense.
Yeah, and you talked about Austin College having an extra week to prepare. They were talking about it's hard to game plan these guys because Trinity changes so much week to week.
It stood up and stopped, and there's a big cheer from that Kangaroos sideline. And it's a 4th down, so a promising drive looked like, but stood aside for Trinity. Well, that'll do it for the first quarter, and what a high-scoring affair we've had. 21-21 after 1. A couple of teams piling up the points and putting up some significant yardage after the first 15 minutes. 21-21. And we already have 166 yards of offense from Austin College and 221 from Trinity.
Yeah, we're on a pace to get 1,500 total yards from both of these teams tonight.
That's some math I can barely get up to do. That's high-level math right there. A lot of adding. Musarino, another fair catch. Hasn't had time to make any returns yet. And before Austin College gets settled, let's go down to the sidelines for an injury update from Anya.
Yes, Tom Simoning suffering a left knee injury. He was helped off the field by his teammates, but once he got to the sideline, he was able to walk on his own to the training table where the trainers are currently evaluating that left knee. We don't know the status of him, but he is still being under evaluation.
All right, thanks, Anya. That's always scary when you see those linemen. Usually they wear the knee braces. Such danger every play. They get locked up. Danger of getting rolled up on. So good to see that Simoning is getting worked on and still out there, and it's not anything.
Yeah, it's tough to play in the trenches. We've already seen chop blocking penalties in this game, so there's probably a lot of dirty stuff going on in there. It's a football game.
Handoff around the side, spinning out of a tackle, and then knocked down to the backfield. That's Mitchell Globe coming in to make the tackle for the loss.
Yeah, it was Mitchell Globe. Boy, he closed ground in a hurry. Thought once that running back got past the initial line there, that was going to go for a big play, but Mitchell Globe made the play and then had to come off the field.
10 tackles for loss this year for Mitchell Globe. And he was the conference defensive player of the week earlier this season. Flag comes flying, and then a late whistle, but the play's blown dead. After Collins completed it to Brennan Ellis.
Offsides with contact. Defense number 94. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down. 94.
And that's also the 3rd offsides penalty that's been called on Trinity.
Guys in a hurry to get in the backfield.
Matthew Willis. Well, he's a freshman, Granbury, Texas. Squatted right there in the middle of that 4-3 base defense.
Yeah, and this is all of a sudden a big defensive stand here for Trinity. They need to come up with one.
Collins with all day to throw and throws into triple coverage. And it's knocked away by Vale Miesveld. And now we have a Austin College defender who's shaken, or receiver who's shaken up. That was the receiver leaping up. And now Kevin Ray hops back up, but he took a hit. Well, the second quarter of CSN football is presented by the San Antonio Express News, bringing you the real facts since 1865. Dangerous play there by Collins. Threw it into 3 defenders.
Yeah, and all my respect for Kevin Ray. He knew he was going to get blasted. He went up there and did his best to just play DB there and make sure it wasn't picked off. But boy, did he take a shot.
We talked about Collins, sometimes the knack to turn it over. He's got 12 interceptions this year. And now has a wide swath of green as he takes it back to the right side and out of bounds across midfield.
We're going to mark him short.
There was some jostling behind the play as well between Willis and the backup offensive lineman R.J. Melton.
Yeah.
After Melton came in on that block to spring Collins.
Well, Colt rolled to his left, and then it's some broken field running over here on the right, and they spotted the ball. They said he got out of bounds about a couple of inches shy of the sticks. So we're going to have a 4th down play here.
That ball is as close as you can get to the 47-yard line. And the first down marker is at the 47, and now a timeout to talk it over. So Austin College timeouts. They will look to convert another 4th down. Tied at 21. Early minutes of the second quarter between Austin College and Trinity. Austin College trying to convert a 4th down just across midfield into Trinity territory. The Kangaroos are 1 for 1 tonight, and they're very good this season. 7 for 15 on 4th down conversions this year. Now it looks like Brandon Evans in the backfield behind Colt Collins.
I'm surprised they're not taking the snap under center.
Evans gets the handoff, stood up at the line, and it will be a matter of opinion by the referees. Trinity certainly thinks they have this stop.
They did everything to get the first down, and then Trinity's defense coming up with a big stop on 4th down.
Grauer over to Levine, hauls it in at the 35. Tommy Levine showing some explosive leaping ability. Moves the sticks.
I'll tell you what, you know, Trinity's going to keep going back to that. They've had a lot of success running these routes right down the sideline. Austin College playing a little bit of a loose zone over here. That's at least the 3rd pitch and catch that they've been able to get. To the left of the flat.
Now Austin Grauer almost at 100 yards passing. Stands just 5'7". Back to Levine again. And throws off the attempted tackle by TJ Mellentry for another 1st down.
Yeah, it's one of those, we're going to do it till you stop it. You can't blame Trinity for going to that well. You know, if nothing else, you're moving the ball up and down the field, you're running the clock, and you're keeping the ball out of the other team's offense the way this thing's going.
Hit him with the power. Davis going through the right side. Grabs a handful of yards. So Levine now has 4 receptions for 113 yards and a touchdown. His season high, 144 yards, where he had 3 touchdowns against Rhodes. That was back on October 7th. A 40-34 overtime win for the Tigers. Davis spinning through into the second line of defense and diving close to that 5-yard line.
Well, you saw the speed, you saw the vision, you saw everything. I hope you saw the strength too. I mean, that could have been easily a 2 or 3 yard loss. There's a guy back there ready to make a play. He just runs right through it, makes a cut, and takes it right down the chute. Tigers showing a little balance on this drive, throwing it and running it to perfection.
139 yards passing, 126 rushing. To the near side, Davis. Met at the 5 and then thrown back, Zane Byers, along with Mason Binder.
Yeah, Brady Blanton and Joel Holmes. The big burly guys up front out there on the left side doing a nice job paving the way for their running back. Trinity's got some size up on that offensive line. You can see why this offense can be as balanced as they are. It starts with those big fellas up front.
Does bring up a 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line. Brower on the fake, nice pitch out, and then dropped by Jaden Holden. Looked like it was well read, though. Might not have had anywhere to go, even if he had caught it.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, that's one of those. I know the kid's kicking himself for dropping the football, but either way, that's going to be a bust. Austin College does a really nice job. Everybody staying at home and nobody biting on the fake.
Trinity just a shade over 35% this season, converting 3rd downs. And only 67% this year, converting in the red zone. Brower to the left side. Levine holds it in. When all else fails, go to the sophomore, Tommy Levine, his 2nd touchdown of the night, and Trinity's back on top.
Yeah, just beats his man to the pylon. Brower doing a really nice job. Wow, putting it right on the butt. Couldn't have laid it in there any better.
For Austin Brower, that's the 2nd touchdown pass of the game. Levine's 2nd touchdown reception. And the point after good. Trinity to go up 28-21.
You know, Austin Brower doing such a nice job. I mean, you don't see that very often where a receiver is able to just beat his guy to a pylon and throw it over the defender, but great pitch and catch for the Trinity Tigers, who vaulted back out in front by a touchdown.
Trinity up by 7, still early in the 2nd quarter. And it's senior night for Jeremy Urban and his Tiger squad. And this is really the first class.
Jeremy Urban tries to take this thing back to a level that it was, 15 years or so ago.
Jones near side, has some space. Flag does fly. Jones steps out of a tackle and then is driven down.
Block in the back, number 5, return team. Half the distance to the goal from the spot of the foul. 1st down.
And you can see why those guys are such great leaders and why some of these younger guys are looking at them for leadership. And, 2 or 3 years from now, those guys will be doing the same thing as Coach Urban puts his stamp on the program.
Collins incomplete over the head of Tate Milroy. Now Trinity right in the thick of this new conference for them, the SAA. They're 4-2. They had a chance to potentially win the league before they lost a couple of games to Center and Hendrick. So now a chance for the conference title this year won't happen. Barry has already locked that up. But you're building that foundation and hey, all of a sudden they come into a very good conference and they're contending in the upper half. Who knows what might happen next year, a couple years down the road. Evans around the left side, spun down, close to the original line of scrimmage.
Good job over there by the Tigers staying at home too. Bottling up that run and
Collins had that big hit pass. The offense has been quiet through the air since then. Over the middle and over the head of his intended receiver. Incomplete. Adonis Martin was the man he was looking for.
Yeah, did everything right, eluding the pressure, kind of slid to his right. His receiver did a really good job squatting and finding a soft spot in the zone. They just couldn't make it happen.
Now Collins had a quick word for the back judge too before running off. And all the way over there to talk to him. Chris Whitmore is the back judge tonight. And now he runs back toward his bench. Short punt fielded by Legg. And it's Trinity now that will have good field position in Austin College territory right at the 40-yard line.
You do such a great job on defense. Getting off the field. Tigers back in business when we return.
Trinity's won 5 in a row against Austin College, trying to keep that going with a 7-point lead and the ball in Kangaroos territory. And they've won 22 of 23 in this series since 1994. the only loss in the 2013 season finale. Brower slings to the sideline. Foster knocked down right away. But that other pervasive aspect of this game, the penalty flags, and another one continues to fly. That one goes on Trinity. Well, coming up at halftime, Anya Rosales will bring us the Church's Chicken halftime show. Church's Chicken has the $5 real big deal, only at Church's. Well, plenty ahead at halftime. Interview with Trinity president, first half highlights. There will be plenty of those. We had a 21-21 game, and now Trinity has since jumped ahead by a touchdown.
Well, I think Coach Irvin's going to be really pleased with the fact that his team really started off well tonight. Remember last week against Hendricks, they were down 21-0. Still had a chance to win that game late. So they did a great job. Uh-oh, ball on the ground.
Untangling of bodies right now, but not the excited jumping around from the Kangaroos sideline. It stays with Trinity.
I see what you did there. Jumping around Kangaroos. Nice.
I should have gone with hopping, right?
Well, let's see what happened on the back end of this. Wow. It's kind of stripped there around the right edge.
Joseph Staggs, the guy you just talked about, was the one who fell on the football. Grauer's been very effective. Came in with over 1,800 yards passing this season. Steps up, now has to take off. Grauer slings, it's tipped and almost intercepted. Morris Shell, a junior linebacker from Irving, Texas, got a hand on that football.
So now the defenses have settled down a little bit, kept this game where it's at. Kind of hard to believe with the start we had. Just a great job in there. Filling the throwing lane was Morris Shell, a junior from Irving. Austin Grauer thought he would have a completion on the back end there, but 33 got that left mid up and knocked it away.
These linebackers are the strength of the Austin College defense. 2 juniors and a senior.
Oh, you
do, a
42.
big rip in the backfield by Darlin Chandler, one of the best in D3 at getting into the backfield. That's his 14th tackle for a loss this year.
Yeah.
He also has 9 sacks.
Coaches were telling us this week how much he's progressed over his 4 years. Started as a freshman, what was really, really raw. They told us his motor is off the charts, and he has a great idea of what pass sets Austin College is going to see play to play, and that helps him get into the backfield often, as he did right there.
Rhodes' leg puts a leg into it. And Musarino has his third fair catch.
A timeout.
And they'll bring a timeout. Austin College trails by 7. Plenty of time left in the second quarter. Kangaroos football. Trinity's on top of Austin College. These teams, longtime rivals, longtime conference members in the new SAA this year. New for them. Southern Athletic Conference standings right here, presented by MySA.com, the largest voice in South Texas for 150 years. Trinity right in the mix. They have played center, they've played Hendricks, they'll play Barry next week as Collins overthrows Adonis Martin.
Or a well-designed play right there. That was going to be a big play if they could connect on it, but the second time we've seen Colt Collins airmail a couple of throws.
Started off with that big 87-yard pass to Kevin Ray. But for the game, Collins is just 5 for 11, 130 yards passing. Keeps it himself around the left side. Collins is still on his feet, and he drags the defender all the way out of bounds and is still on his feet. Jordan Williams hung on as Colt Collins took him for a ride.
Yeah, take that, Mikatinik. I don't have to throw the ball. I'll just run over and truck people. Look at this. 6'1", pushing 240. Got to go low on that guy, or he's just going to run right through you.
And the quarterback, their leading rusher as well. 4 rushing touchdowns this season. And he's coming off a game where he had 65 yards rushing in a loss against Birmingham Southern. Fires to the sideline, receiver fell down. That came in head high at the slipped receiver, Kevin Ray.
Yeah, Kevin Ray coming out of his route. A little slip action there, otherwise that's probably going to be a connection. The Tigers catch a break right there on first down.
Now outside of the 98 yards for Kevin Ray, no one else is more than 14 yards receiving. Kyle Musarino, their leading receiver, entering the game. 1 catch for 14 yards. And that's about it for the Kangaroos. Collins again on the fake. Dives forward across the 35-yard line. That seems to be one of the better plays on that read. The quarterback keeping himself. Collins stands 6'1", so he's a pretty sizable force to take down.
Well, you could see, you know, we were talking to Coach Dawson this week. He said, really, it's not ideal that our quarterback is not only our leading passer, but also our leading rusher. But again, I mean, he's a big kid, and you got to, like, you know, waist down. He's built like a running back.
Third down, though, for the Kangaroos. Collins bounces it in front of Musarino. And the third down struggles continue for Austin College. They're now 0 for 4.
I'm not going to lie, though. I kind of like the first quarter.
The first quarter was fun. A lot of long touchdown plays. Kevin Bicknell punts it high, and it's caught by Rhodes' leg, you know, who does everything. You know, he catches, he punts, and he even throws a touchdown. Well, tonight's SAA and NCAA scoreboard is brought to you by mysa.com. Center, who just dealt both these teams a loss recently, dominating 47-0. And Hendricks, who was tied right there with Trinity and beat this Tigers team 38-35 last week, getting beaten in a big way at home by Rhodes. Now to some NCAA scores. TCU trying to avoid being upset. Top 10 in FBS. It was chock full of upsets today. Some excitement over there. Thought maybe the ball was loose. No, just a big hit. And Charles Davis rolled around for a second. Was slow to get up.
Yeah, he took a shot from somebody. It really energized the Austin College sideline. Looked like it was big number 70 over there. Don Ton.
Is that a sumo wrestler name or what?
I don't know, man, but
that's a great name.
I'll tell you what, people be looking for their chin strap after that one.
Davis stayed in, though. Now Grauer, a nice little flick, and almost a tremendous play made by Jaden Holden. The throw was a little behind him, but Grauer got hit and was trying to avoid pressure. And Holden almost reached back and hauled it in with the right hand.
Yeah, another great play design. And again, sometimes it's just really hard. Got the pocket collapsing around you, and Grauer doing a really nice job trying to find an opening in which to throw the football, just a tad behind his receiver. But again, there were guys beelining towards 17 on that Austin College defense.
Now Holden entered the night, the third leading receiver on Trinity, 308 yards this season. Grauer steps up, throws right back to him, and Holden did hold on.
Well, that ball got a little loose there at the end, but the ref was right there. Let's see if he's able to maintain possession all the way through. Good job by the defensive back there trying to knock it free, but he did. Holden doing a good job.
You know, I think he just, he brought it to the hip, triple threat position, because he's also a basketball player. Plays on the Trinity basketball team. Yeah, third on the team in points last year, 11 points and 5 rebounds per game. That's versatility.
I'll say.
About to step right into his second season in a couple of weeks. Davis powering forward to the 35-yard line. Finally tackled by 3 white jerseys. TJ Mellentry coming up from his cornerback position.
Well, Davis, just a freshman, as we said earlier, but you know, his biggest shot and his wickedest shot as he took just a few plays ago, he's on the back end dishing out some of his own right there. I mean, he's dragging 2 or 3 guys, 4 or 5 extra yards on that one.
Second and short for the Tigers. Valor looked at Levine. Now taken off to the marker, falls forward and gets tripped up right at the first down marker. And it is a first down.
Really good job by the Trinity offensive line. I mean, they just absolutely did a great job protecting their quarterback. Look at that. That's what we call a line right there. A little crazy on the back end with that slide, but you know, there was just nowhere to go with the football, but at least Trinity's moving the chains.
Valor slings it to Levine. And once again, Tommy Levine with the reception. He might set another new career high in receptions by the time this one's done.
Yeah. He was the first Trinity player to record 10 or more catches in a game since our good buddy Riley Curry had 11 grabs against DePaul back in 09. I didn't know Riley was that old. To get on him the next time we see him.
That's 6 already for Levine. 6 receptions for 128 yards. Handoff Davis waits behind the line and gets forward towards the marker. Tackle on the play made by Shane Brooks.
Good old ground and pound right now for Trinity. This is one of those slow kills. We talked about how many explosive plays there have been in this game, but you know, Coach Urban's been around this game a long, long time. He's got a really good staff around him. And he knows how important it is to, yeah, sure, you want to march down the field and go get you some points at the back end of this drive, but the biggest thing right now is milk that clock. Make sure that you guys are the last guys to possess the football before halftime.
Great fake by Grauer. Now the Austin College defense going the wrong way, and finally Hayden Schilling had to recover around that end position and knock him down.
Yeah, Grauer doing an outstanding job on the RPO on that one. And really Austin College gambling. You know, I don't think that you don't see too many times where your 5'10" quarterback is going to keep the ball himself, but he did right there. Did a great job picking up 6 yards on the play.
Yeah, that's generous. He's 5'7".
Okay, there you go.
Those inches are big, and that's something that Jeremy Urban said, that Austin Grauer is such a good quarterback. If he were a few inches taller, they probably would not have had the opportunity to recruit him because of how polished he is, because of the program he comes from, Lincoln Christian High School. He said it's a great program that knows how to develop quarterbacks, so the fact that he is a little shorter, Trinity lucked into a good one. 3rd and short for the Tigers. Converted 2 first downs already. Grauer going long, a leaping attempt, and a good defensive play over there by Melantree. Knock it away from Levine.
Yeah, when in doubt, go get Levine. Not a bad throw. It's pretty good defense there at the back end.
And Melantree's drawn that tough task. He's a junior. Had 6 tackles against Trinity last year. And has a couple of pass breakups, and an interception this season.
So what are the Tigers going to do here on 4th down?
First 4th down attempt tonight. Valor fake, slings it to a wide open Foster, and then at the last moment got knocked away. It was that hesitation that allowed Austin College to recover. And that was tipped away.
So a bit of a gamble there. You don't get the first. Now Austin College has got the ball with a chance to score.
Collins over to the sideline, picked up by Ellis. I think Evan Powell thought that was going to him. It went over his head and to the receiver, Brennan Ellis, the completed pass.
Well, as long as it's completed, that's cool. The guy that ran underneath, I'll talk to him in the film room, but Austin College clock moving here.
Collins spins, and he's wrapped up and sacked. And there he is, the Puma.
Is that the Puma or 98?
No, that was 98 rather. The jersey was bunched up. I just wanted to say the Puma.
Yeah, Michael Inco, San Antonio kid. Really nice play, working back towards the quarterback. Look at that.
They're all the Puma.
Clock winding.
Collins slings it to Ray, who was well covered. Again, Kevin Ray. It's a host of traffic
Doing that psycho defense stuff, standing everybody up.
Drew Bicknell gets it. High, short kick. Bounces past the leg. He didn't touch it. I don't think he touched it. And now Trinity makes a concerted effort to make sure they get the football. Austin College actually comes up with it. Leg wasn't rushing back like he touched that football, but never want to leave it to chance. The officials will think that he may have touched that.
Well, let's take a look. I don't think he did touch it.
Well, this is going to be an interesting conference because now the Kangaroos did come up with the football, but after all the officials huddle, they say it's Tigers football.
It's the ball. It's first down for Trinity.
So with now only 2 seconds left, I think the options now become pretty clear.
Yep, take a knee and go to the house. And wow, we've seen quite a bit here tonight. It's been a wild and entertaining football game, to say the least.
Well, Grauer doesn't look like a guy who's about to take a knee. Hands it off to Foster, had the big run earlier. There goes Foster, but he's tackled short of midfield, and that will be the end of the first half. Jay Foster, though, had that huge run to start the game, and maybe not the worst idea. Try to get him loose and see what can happen right there. Trinity going into the locker room up 28-21 here on senior night. They started with the opening play of the game, rushing all the way down the field for the touchdown. Austin College answered back, and we had a good old-fashioned shootout early on in the first quarter.
Yeah, and that'll put Foster well over 100 yards on the night. We're just at halftime.
Well, right now, Anya Rosales is standing by. Anya, let's. What do you have with Coach Urban?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Coach Urban. Coach, you put up 28 points in this first half. How pleased are you with your offense?
Well, they're doing pretty well, and they're executing. They're all talking. They're encouraging one another. We've left some plays out there, but you're right. 28 points in the first half. It's a lot to be proud of. We just have to build on it here in the second half.
And on the other side of the ball, you gave up 21 points in that first quarter, but you shut them out in the second quarter. How pleased are you with the defense?
Well, Coach Dawson does some really good things on their offense. They're very unique. They're different than anybody we'll play all year, so it takes a little bit of adjustment. Our guys did a great job all week showing us a look, but it's still different live action. So proud of them responding in the second quarter, and I expect them to do the same in the second half.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Anya. Coming up next, the Church's Chicken Halftime Show. Come on in today for Church's $5 Real Big Deal. For deals, visit churches.com. Back with CSN Football after this message from Gun Auto. Start of the second half here at Trinity, and moments ago, Anya Rosales caught up with Austin College head coach Lauren Dawson.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Coach Dawson. Coach, you put up 21 points in that first half and answering to an early drive to start off the game. How pleased are you with the offense?
We're good. We got to do much better on third down. That's our problem right now. We're not converting on third down. We got to convert third down to win this football game.
And you were shut out in the second quarter. What adjustments need to be changed in the second half?
Yeah, we made some adjustments at halftime, especially third down things, and hopefully they're going to work. We're going to find out right now.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck next half.
Interesting. Heavy on the third downs, and yes, that was the glaring stat. 0 for 5 for Austin College for third down conversions. Meanwhile, Trinity 4 for 8, and that's just kind of gutting when you compare those two.
Yeah, I know I'm Captain Obvious here, but it's it's a twofold thing. It's you don't sustain your drives because you're not converting on third down, and conversely, you're giving the ball back to the Tigers, and we've seen how explosive their offense is. Coach Dawson knows that too, so it's about possessing the ball and then finishing these drives off with touchdowns, but here they are, one touchdown down to start the third quarter. They're right there.
And getting the ball. And there's Sharon Jones who had a big kick return that ended in a fumble earlier. Jones accelerates. And there he is again out to midfield. They're finally being knocked down, but good field position to start the half for Austin College.
Well, he had that big return early in this football game, but turned it over once he got inside the 50. But, well, I'll tell you what, this young man's got some burst, doesn't he? And then, if he if he's able to cut it back hard to the right there, he scores. I know easier said than done because we got a bird's eye view of it here at Trinity up top, but just a great return and obviously great blocking by the other 10 guys on special teams.
Trinity's defense stalled out Austin College's offense in the second quarter. That one is tipped around and then in and out of the hands and incomplete. Kevin Ray, their leading receiver, couldn't hang on to it. Tipped by a Trinity linebacker, though, that altered the route of that one.
Yeah, but really definitive throw right there by quarterback Colt Collins. He left a couple of throws out there in the first half, but nothing wrong with that one. Dropped back and zipped it, just wasn't able to quite complete it thanks to big play by the Trinity defense.
Collins keeps this time. Cross midfield and to the 45-yard line, brings up third down, but third and short. Now tonight's third quarter of CSN football is presented by Six Flags Fiesta Texas. Holiday in the park from November 18th through January 7th. For details, visit sixflags.com.
Not a lot of junk in Colt Collins' game, number 8. He's not shifty, but again, his size makes him awfully hard to bring down, and he's taking some shots, but I'll tell you what, dude's bulletproof. At least he has so far tonight.
With a big third down. A nice throw, airing it out, but tremendous defense on the back end by Trinity. And recovering over there, Michael Edmondson to deny Austin College once again. Now 0 for 6 on third down to the Kangaroos.
Yeah, really nice ball, I thought, and it looked like his receiver had a step, but Michael Edmondson doing an amazing job, stride for stride. I think he got face masked there at the end of it. But the young man, just a freshman from Holly Lake Ranch, Texas, doing a nice job, and also see some time at running back here with the Tigers.
Drew Bicknell's been busy, and he fakes. Bicknell keeping it himself towards the marker. He gets it. Now Drew Bicknell also a tight end, so he just took it around the left side and charged toward the marker, and it's a first down conversion for Austin College.
Tell you what, these coaches are throwing the bones tonight, aren't they, with these play calls? You just don't know what's going to happen from one play to the next. But for Coach Dawson, he figures, what the heck?
Well, thought he had it, but there's the defense on the field. So once again, the spot different than what we had. So it's a turnover back to Trinity after this. College has been stuffed on a fourth down attempt. And when it's been very close to, initially looked evident that Bicknell had it, but then you kind of take another look, and good spotting by the referees here.
Yeah, he's right there. Now, obviously, he got his foot right there on the white. But if he lunges, if he doesn't touch the white, the sideline, he lunges for that first down. So good call by the ref.
And Grauer's going to air it out and underthrows Tommy Levine. Incomplete. And remember, last time Trinity forced a turnover, they went right to a trick play. Tried to air it out on that one.
Yeah, trying to go for the home run ball. And again, I don't blame Coach Dawson. You know, you got the ball in Trinity territory. You're looking for a big drive to start the third quarter, see if you can get your offense going. And they were just really half a foot from doing exactly that, or at least extending this drive.
Foster has it around right side, carries the pile across midfield and into Austin College territory. Well, tonight's second half scoreboard is sponsored by Homevestors. Need to sell your home quickly? Call Homevestors, the We Buy Ugly Houses people. 1-800-44-BUYER.
Well, it doesn't matter who Trinity puts there at running back, whether it's Davis, McDowell, Foster. These guys run hard and they run downhill. As you take a look at the third down conversions, obviously things going a little bit more in Trinity's favor there.
Out to Levine once again, trying to step through of a tackle. He is wrapped up by Melantree. Yeah, it's been all Tommy Levine receiving, and it's been all Jay Foster running the ball. Levine now over 130 yards. Jay Foster's at 129 yards rushing. The third quarter replays are presented by the San Antonio Auto and Truck Show. Show your team pride and save at the San Antonio area college stores, or bring your game ticket stub to the San Antonio Auto and Truck Show November 11th through 12th at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. Get $5 off general admission.
Jay Foster with a little run right up there. A first down run, picks up a couple. And again, both of these defenses really doing a nice job for the most part settling down after that wild and woolly first quarter where it just seemed like we were going to have home run after home run. Settled down to a little more of a defensive-based football game.
On senior night, and Jay Foster, one of a handful out before the game, is taken over. And there he is again, into open space. Jay Foster has his second touchdown of the game.
Starts the third quarter like he started the football game. Just right up the gut, hits the hole, goes into the end zone standing up. We talk about how important these first drives are to start the third quarter. Trinity gets a stop, then they get the ball back, and they go right down on the short field and score.
39-yard rushing touchdown by Jay Foster. And this is how unbelievable this game has been. Foster has 11 carries for 170 yards and 2 touchdowns. On the season, he came in with 43 carries for 176 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's gotten an entire game's worth, an entire season's worth in one game, and not even.
Yeah,
and a fluky extra point there, too.
Having a great month all in one night. Making a strong case for SAA Player of the Week.
Jay Foster taking over. Trinity starting to exert themselves. 35-21. Tigers on top. Jay Foster starts the third quarter like he started this game. A long touchdown run, scampering him from 39 yards out. Got 2 rushing touchdowns. The second half scoring summaries tonight are sponsored by North Star Dodge. Open Sunday, it's your savings destination. 5 plays, 56 yards. Foster had the exclamation point. 170 yards rushing, and it's only been 3 minutes into the third quarter.
Making the most of his senior night, I think, huh?
Yeah, you got 27 minutes left to try to hit that 200-yard mark.
Yeah, really nothing fancy on some of these runs either. I mean, obviously he's got speed to burn, but big fella's up front, opening up some gaping holes for the fella.
Jones runs up, takes away from his own teammate, and every flag comes flying in the backfield. Logan Cowan and Benjamin Mallett there at the tackle.
Yeah, Mallett doing a really good job because covering that guy has been really difficult tonight.
During the return, holding, return team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
A longer field now for Austin College. Now, penalties were a big story early on in the first quarter. Trinity's been called for a handful of them, but Austin College now stuck deep in their own territory.
And obviously with the way Trinity's offense has really caught fire now, this is a huge drive for the Roos.
Back to the 10-yard line. It's the sophomore Colt Collins now calls it tired. No, thought he was calling timeout. That's just a play call. Holds his hands up towards the top of his head. Pressure picked up, throw hauled in. A couple of spinning moves close to the first down marker, but stopped just short of the 20. That'll bring up second down. It was Evan Powell out of backfield on the reception.
Looks like they're going to go tempo here.
Now, Powell's a freshman. Came in as their leading rusher at running back with 164 yards. But Collins, the quarterback, is also the leading rusher this season. Powell gets it again. Nothing there in the corner, and there's Mitchell Globe throwing him all the way back towards the 10-yard line.
Now, Mitchell Globe's been a human missile all over this field, but when they look at the film, Milesfeld is the guy that really blew this thing up. Forced the running back way outside until help could get there. A lot of Trinity guys playing on the other side of the line on that one.
Forward progress does keep it at the 14, but Globe literally threw Powell all the way back to the 10-yard line.
Clark Cougar in the house.
Collins takes off, unwinds, throws it behind his intended receiver. And then a little bit of a late hit, and that draws the flags. Benjamin Mallett came in and delivered a shot to Kyle Musarino, who had dropped the pass. That would have been 0 for 7 on third down conversions by Austin College. But 2 flags came flying after the linebacker came in and delivered that hit.
I tell you, Musarino's going to need some Mucinex after that. Wow. That was some collision there at the end. It was almost like the ref had to think about it for a second, but he clearly got the call right.
Personal foul, late hit, number 43, defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
I like that you call that a collision. I think the Austin College sideline will think it's a little bit different. They did run into each other. You know, maybe momentum.
Hey, nice to meet you. How's it going? How are things at Austin College?
Welcome to my house.
That's right.
A new life here for the Kangaroos. Collins tears it over the middle. It's ripped away at the last moment and almost then intercepted by Kadarius Lee.
Lee doing a really good job, and I thought Colt Collins was really nice on that play too. He looked left, but the Trinity DB is doing a really good job. You know, if you get caught looking at the quarterback, you're generally going to be in some deep trouble there at the back end, but Lee doing a really nice job just running stride for stride there and then coming in at the last minute and knocking that ball away.
That was a good throw. He fitted in the window. Brendan Ellis had it for a moment, and then Lee ripped it away. Fixing the clock right now. That's the delay in game right now, and why we have referee Tommy Little still on the field. Making sure the clock is reset. Now back to 10 minutes, 29 seconds. Or maybe he wanted the extra screen time.
Hey, whatever works.
10:30 now, okay, so 10 minutes, 30 seconds in this third quarter. Bobbled snap, but Collins able to corral it and then dive towards the middle. Doesn't get much. A lot of Trinity jerseys in there. Mitchell Globe seems to always be on the action. One of those Tigers defenders in there to make the stop.
Boudreaux Bostic as well, the sophomore. But again, if you're thinking run, and Austin College is doing it, 8 is a really good place to start if you're that Tiger defense, and they're really starting to key in.
Another third down coming up. Still have not converted one. They got new life on a penalty. Collins moves the pocket, fires to the sideline, and that one is hauled in. And a big shot again. Kyle Musarino took it, but that's why he's their leading receiver. Brings in a big third down conversion.
Well, Colt Collins doing a really nice job, rolling to his left, not an easy throw to make. Musarino doing a really nice job, just kind of sitting down there waiting for the ball to get there.
Dale Miesfeld gave him a nice hit right at the end. Musarino gets his second catch of the game.
Another big play on third down, so heeding what the coach told him at the break.
Collins looking right back to him. And incomplete. Musarino pleading his case, very emphatically pleading his case before finally going back to the huddle.
Boudreaux Bostic again over there for the Tigers on defense, making that a harder throw and catch.
Austin College looking for some momentum here at the end of the season. We'll play 2 road games, Trinity and then at Rhodes. They're just 3-5 on the year and 1-5 in the SAA. Had the offense going 2 weeks ago and lost to Birmingham Southern though. Collins Dances out of one tackle, and then Globe finds him again, but knocks him forward. Goes to the 45-yard line. The last time out for Austin College, 2 weeks ago against Birmingham Southern, they put up 434 yards of offense, but allowed 2 special teams touchdowns. And that led Birmingham Southern to the 31-24 win.
You see how active Ansel Duo was on that play? I mean, that guy as a nose tackle, and he's everything that's been advertised. Everything we heard about him, man, he is just a havoc creator.
Collins gets rid of it. And it is hauled in. Low throw, though, and Powell goes to the ground short of the first down marker. There were a lot of Tigers charging in on Colt Collins. And he flipped it away at the last moment. Really the only play he had.
Yeah, indeed. To a man up front on that D-line. They got a great push. Forced Collins out of the pocket, and there was nowhere to go downfield with a football. So he had to take the underneath guy, and they were only able to pick up a few on that one.
Well, Austin College pulled off a fake punt on its last possession. They were stopped just short of the sticks. This time, no rush, and Bicknell launches it high. It's a short one, and Rhodes' leg lets it bounce harmlessly away from it. The Trinity defense really has stiffened up and not allowed any points from Austin College since that first quarter. We'll see what the Trinity offense does. And the Tigers come back onto the field. They're rolling now, up 14 here in the third quarter. It's senior night here at Trinity, and a large senior class putting on a really impressive show here in front of the home fans. They were all honored before the game, including quarterback Austin Grauer, a nice pat from head coach Jeremy Urban, and the man we've talked about a lot on defense, Alejandro Anzaldúa, and look what these two mean, obviously, to the program and to the head coach, Jeremy Urban.
You know, we talk about both of these guys. You know, Grauer, the quarterback's 5'7", Anzaldúa 5'6", but what do your eyes tell you? Both gamers, both great players, and both have meant the world to this program in terms of what they've been able to do and the stats they've been able to rack up. True ball players.
Anzaldúa is the reigning conference defensive player of the week. 12 tackles last week against Hendricks. And there's what Austin Grauer has done tonight, 119 yards and 2 passing touchdowns. Now Anzaldúa, nearly 10 tackles for loss, 3 sacks. He's a 3-time first-team All-SCAC conference selection the past 3 years in that league.
Yeah, made All-American as a freshman.
So he has been one of the better defensive players to come through this program. After a couple of short runs, though, now third down coming up for the Tigers. Holding on to that 14-point lead. The final half of this third quarter.
Yeah, Trinity trying to work on the clock a little bit, shorten this game up. Obviously, their defense has done a really nice job settling in. Pretty sure Coach Urban would like a couple more touchdowns on the board, though, to feel a little more comfortable than I'm sure he does right now.
Kangaroos creeping up there. Grauer to the sideline, had leg, turned around a little late and overthrew it. It's incomplete, and there's a big 3-and-out for the Kangaroos.
Yeah, that's one of those routes where the receiver runs it and he knows he's not ever going to see it until he comes out of his break. Just a little bit off trying to make that happen. But you're right, that's exactly what Austin College needed, because the way this football game is going, I mean, they don't have 50 yards of offense since that second quarter started.
May get it in good field position. There's Sereno standing at the 40. Good punt, pushes him back behind that 40-yard line. Runs out of space, and he falls down right at the 40-yard line. Well, about 10 years ago this week, Trinity pulled off one of the greatest plays probably in any level of football.
Yeah, it may have been the greatest play ever, and I just can't believe this has been 10 years already.
October 27th, 2007.
You know what's so funny about this play is that, yeah, I was working on a Saturday, And pretty much our half-hour show was done, and I remember somebody from Trinity sending me this clip, and I was kind of working through my day, and I really wasn't even paying attention. And when I finally caught my breath and got some things done, I got a chance to watch this, and I was like, are you kidding me? It looks like we got a lead story. Look at that. The play was so long, we didn't even get a chance to run the whole thing.
It took over a minute, the actual context of the play. Oh, here, part 2.
And then it gets, nominated for an SB as well, and I don't think it won, but it should have. But, yeah, truly one of the greatest plays of all time, if not the greatest play of all time. And then to win a football game on top of this.
Everyone had, stopped. You probably get tired.
Oh, yeah.
Josephs has to be exhausted chasing around everyone like that.
And the only guy that's not gassed is the guy that scores.
That's just pure adrenaline right there. 15 laterals. Trinity goes on to win. A little over a year ago, 10 years and about a week ago, back in 2007. I like that name, the Mississippi Miracle better than Lateral Palooza, which is also what it's been dubbed. Or Chaos.
Yeah, it's one of those, you get that story after you see the play, and you come back and you get a week's worth of stories out of it. Every kid on that special teams has got a story about that play.
On both sides.
That's right, and one that they will never forget.
I smell a future documentary in the making.
Could easily do one on a play like that.
All right, so we missed the 10-year anniversary, maybe the 15-year anniversary of it.
Full start. Offense, number 66, 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
Yeah, the margin for error for Austin College is starting to shrink, so you cannot be backing up your team on 3rd and 10. The percentages say you don't pick up these 3rd and 15, so we'll see what Trinity can do on defense here, try to get a stop.
1 for 8, Kangaroos on 3rd down. And a nice effort, big catch hauled in by Powell, but well short of the sticks, and he took a big hit. And he's going to feel that one in the morning.
Boy, he sure did. Mitchell Globe clocked him, but an unbelievable job getting to that football, 1, and then 2, getting a foot down before he got plastered.
No, there is some youth, though, for Austin College. You want to look towards the future of these young guys here. Your starting quarterback, your starting running back. Collins is just a sophomore. Powell, who had the catch right there, just a freshman. So this is the team that Lauren Dawson's trying to turn around after a couple of losing seasons. Leg runs up and has some space. Got upended across the 45-yard line, but Rhodes' leg had about 15 more yards after it looked like he was going to be tied up right at the point of impact. Gives Trinity good field position.
What was interesting was Austin College had guys down there to cover the kick. They had a block in the back on their own guy. Watch this.
And then leg stays in, cuts back, and gets upended. They got about 5 yards after.
Yeah, and leg took a shot too, but luckily for him, he was in the air when he got hit, which sometimes lessens the blow. Easy for me to say sitting up here.
Yeah, I'll send 4 defenders at you and see how you feel.
Yeah, no thanks.
Gower spins back to the right, flips it back out, and that's his tight end, Elliott Blott. And a touchdown reception earlier in the game. And gets 8.
Yeah, boot that thing a little around to the right. Nice, sizable pickup on 1st down.
A little handoff to Foster. Got him enough time to flip it out there to Blott.
Yeah, Chandler doing a really nice job staying home and forcing that out a little quicker than I think Austin Gower wanted to.
Leg has come down to the bottom of the screen. Tommy Levine at the top. The handoff goes to the middle. And now angling back towards the left side. Foster and then Chandler dove over him. And then it looked like Jackson Townsend got knocked out after the play. That brought a flag. We have seen a lot of penalties called on Trinity tonight.
After the play, on sportsmanlike conduct, offense number 56, 15-yard penalty, the down counts, 3rd down.
That's their 9th penalty for nearly 70 yards, actually now over 70 yards in penalties. And it was the lineman, actually the center, Patrick Quintana, who comes in with a shove right after the play.
Yeah, it didn't look like much, but I guess it was from that angle. Just finished him off there at the end, and 20 got his feet caught up, but go from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and really long.
Yeah, here's the offensive struggles for Austin College. Just 31 yards of offense this half. There's a flip to the near side. Chris Stewart, who popped free the fumble that might have changed momentum early in the game, gets the reception, his first of the game. Dances back towards the original line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, 3rd and not long, and it just smells like a screen, and Austin College reading it all the way.
You have to think, you think the momentum changed on that play? Remember, Trinity had scored to tie it at 14. Austin College is in the midst of a big kick return back to midfield, and Chris Stewart knocked it loose. And then right after that, the trick play, Trinity goes up, and since then, they haven't trailed. And that's been the only turnover of this game. Fair catch by Musarino. And then a little skirmish well beyond the play, but the two players settle it up and no forthcoming harm.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing, too, is that you play whistle to whistle, and those guys were. There was no whistle. He didn't know anybody was fair catching. He's going down there trying to block his guy.
And Christian Mata, that's what he said, comes off the field, but no harm, literally no foul. And it's just Austin College football.
Yeah, it's hard to talk about momentum, especially for Austin College, because Trinity's defense has been lights out since that 2nd quarter started. I mean, we thought we were going to see, a final score of 90-88 the way things were going, but both defenses have really settled in, but especially defense, the Trinity defense.
Reggie Evans finding some space. And Evans gets the longest play of this half for Austin College. Now, yeah, especially the way the game started, not just the scoring, but one play, 84-yard touchdown. One play, 87-yard reception that then leads to a touchdown. And it was firework after firework.
How about the hustle? Big defensive lineman down there, 96, Alex Poole. He's down there finishing this play off. Some guys really are playing whistle to whistle.
Evans gets it again. Shakes a tackle, but this time it's a swarm of Trinity jerseys to bring him back towards the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, got to go a little lower with those pads. Getting the edge like that, if you're standing upright, more than likely you're going to get tackled.
Now, Trinity's in a big grouping in the top half of the conference, tied for 2nd with Hendricks and with Center. If they win out, they will have to beat the number 19 team in the nation, Barry. That's next week, a team that's 9-0 in the season. But win these next 2 games, you finish in sole possession of 2nd place in your first year in this conference. Collins airs it out, deep to Ray, knocked away by Miesfeld. That's great corner and receiver play right there, but a flag is going to bring it all back.
Well, that really was a nice play, though. Miesfeld, the junior from La Jolla, California, looked like he was going to start in press coverage, then backed off and then made a play.
No foul. Hands to the face. Offense, number 68. It's 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, 2nd down.
That's not going to help the Austin College cause. They're at the 44-yard line.
Now, it's hard enough overcoming
the
5-yard variety, much less the 15s. And when you're trailing by 2 touchdowns on the scoreboard here late in the 3rd quarter, you just can't have plays like that.
Trey Jones has checked in at running back for Austin College. Said his name a couple of times earlier. He's a junior from Red Oak, Texas. Stands right behind Collins. Flip it out on a screen. Musarino lost the football and still goes with it. A haphazard, fragmented play. And Musarino gets about 4. Still a long 3rd down.
Yeah, tried the little bubble screen. brought Musarino in motion. Did he even catch that football?
Yeah, what is a catch? You don't really know.
That's a good point.
Collins under pressure. Sack from behind. By Sam Hinojosa.
The sophomore from McAllen working his way back towards the ball. Oh, he got chipped. Still comes in and makes a play.
Second sack of the night. The Trinity defense. Impressive hustle effort there by Hinojosa on the end.
Yeah, it was really tough, too, for the quarterback. Pocket is collapsing. He couldn't keep his eyes downfield. He's just trying to bob and weave and duck defenders, and Hinojosa finished him off.
Short punt, and Legg was valiantly yelling at his coverage unit to get out of the way because of where that ball came down.
Yeah, the ref said he blocked it. It was partially blocked. Trinity had a couple of guys back there making the launch angle awfully difficult for the punter. And they're going to get great field position because of it. If he did, he got a fingernail on it, but the ref was right there, and he's immediately calling ball was blocked.
Yeah, either Edmondson or Chris Stewart. Did look like it altered the course of that punt. So just shy of midfield, Trinity comes out. The offense has been clicking. The balanced attack led by Tommy Levine, 137 receiving yards, and Jay Foster's 170 yards rushing. Now this time it's Davis, and he charges forward across midfield and near the 45-yard line.
Nice patient running. And we'll see if Trinity is in any hurry to snap this football late in the third quarter.
That's another benefit of being so effective on the ground. It really does kill and chew up that clock. To the sideline, Lavine again. Spins back, and he's got some space inside the 30. Got right by TJ Mellentry, and it's been Tommy Lavine's night after a tremendous week last week. So that'll do it for the third quarter. Trinity up 35-21 here on senior night. Tigers are driving when we start quarter number 4. Start of the fourth quarter here at Trinity University alongside Chuck McIntyre, Mike Lefko with you. Ana Rosales down on the sidelines. Senior night for the Tigers. And Trinity putting on a nice offensive show for the home crowd. 35 points, they have the ball and they're driving. Gonna put this one away here on Austin College. They have dominated this series. They lead the all-time series 48-30 and then 6 ties. They've won 22 of the past 23. Brower escapes, flings to the sideline. Legg hauls it in. He is tied up, keeps fighting, and then finally 3 more jerseys come to throw him back. Rhodes Legg help bail his quarterback out. There's 3 wide down to the bottom of the screen. Charles Davis the lone back. Davis does get it the other way. Had some space through the left side and then got wrapped up. That was Romero again, coming up from his cornerback position.
Yeah, they went 1-by-3 with the wide receivers and then ran it to the weak side. And it seems like every time they run the ball, something good happens. I mean, well over 200 yards rushing tonight for this Trinity offense. And again, it doesn't seem to matter who gets it. They're all making some Austin College guys pay in the back end.
They're nearing the 500 mark, too, for total offense. Now over 445 total yards for the Tigers. Back to Davis. Bounces out to the sideline. Upended, though, right at the marker. Diving stop. Trinity does keep the chains moving. That's their 16th first down tonight. Airing it out. Brower just overshot his intended receiver. That was Rhodes' Legg.
They had him.
Davis powering forward. He's trying to get in on the rushing touchdown action.
Darius Hippolyte making the tackle. But again, look at the haul. 56 and 72, just carving up that defensive line for Austin College. Patrick Quintana, Reese Matthews. Get one of those guys to buy you a cheeseburger after the game, Biggin.
Joshua Izzy has just checked in. Yeah, running back and tight end, and he goes just behind that left edge. Davis still the running back. Brower out to Levine, the leap, and it's knocked away, but flags come flying. And all else fails, get it out to your best receiver.
Yeah, number 12, TJ Melantree, doing a really good job going stride for stride with his receiver, but at some point you got to turn around, because when the ball's in the air, they're going to call that every single time. Got to turn around and play the football.
Brower hands off to Davis, spins, fighting still, forward, and he's in. What an effort by Charles Davis to find his way into the end zone.
Zane Byers is down, tried to make the play, and dude's a force, and Austin College can ill afford to lose that guy for any amount of time.
Hold is down, and the kick is through. Oh, it's Trinity that has scored 21 unanswered points, and they're on top 42-21. Looked like we would have a back and forth shootout. Instead, it's the Tigers starting to work their way towards the win. 42-21, and Trinity on top. Trinity is now doubled up. Austin College 42-21. After that touchdown drive, capped off by the Davis 2-yard rushing touchdown. 8 plays, 52 yards. At this point, really time becomes important. They took off nearly 4 minutes from the clock. A drive that started in the third quarter, ended here with 12 minutes left in the game. There's a short pooch kick. A nice diving play by Melantree. The ball still getting skirmished for, but it looks like finally Austin College comes up with it. And right now, let's go down to the sidelines with Anya Rosales.
Yeah, guys, tonight we've talked a lot about the defense and senior Ansel Dua tonight, but another senior to look out for that stood out when talking to coaches earlier this week was Jordan Williams, the safety, number 16. This kid is a full-time student athlete, and he works as a marketing manager at Chick-fil-A to help pay for school. Coach said this guy has been through a ton growing up. He lost his mom at an early age and has lived with his aunt since about 8th grade. And earlier this year, he just lost his dad, so Coach said he's been quite the inspiration to the guys. He's a great teammate, he's a great leader in that locker room, and he's doing great tonight on his senior night.
Yeah, I can't even imagine Jordan Williams, the senior from Houston, Texas, all that he's overcome. You heard what Anya said, so both parents now deceased, and playing football, we know, is such a trying, demanding amount of time, then to work a full-time job on top of that and balance those demands.
Yeah, really good stuff, Anya, bringing that to light. I mean, a lot of these Trinity kids, too, we talk about, man, it's not an easy place to go to school, man. They expect a lot of you. You get a degree from here, and it's going to pay off. So, you see some of these kids having to really struggle to make ends meet, go to school, play football, do all these different things. And, yeah, it's really uplifting and really inspirational. And that's what was kind of cool about, I know, getting a chance to talk this week to both coordinators. We talked to Brant McAdams, the defensive coordinator, and Matt Uzel, a former McCollum Cowboy. And it's really neat that, they were sharing some of these stories with us and telling us all these young guys that they're proud of, and just a privilege it is to coach them day to day and week to week.
It's a team, you can tell that, as we said earlier, they're laying the foundation for something special here. Evan Powell out of the backfield makes the reception. Knees failed, knocks him down short of the first down marker. All fourth quarter action tonight on the CityWide Sports Network is presented by IHOP. Eat up every moment. Seen a little bit of tempo now from Austin College, and rightfully so. Yeah, there's still 11 minutes left, but down 21. This, takes on some urgency, you imagine.
Absolutely. Got to get a score and then some onside kicks. You got to shorten this game up for yourself.
Collins finding some space, throws it right into the arms of the leaping defender. He knocks that one down, Ethan Bailey.
You've seen Colt Collins, coaches were pretty blunt, talking about this kid's development and how far he's had to come. As we watch him try to make a play here on third down, it goes incomplete. You would think this year, and he's going to be the better for it in the years to come, especially with 2 games under his belt last year.
Big moment on his shoulders right now, 4th and short. Collins keeps it behind his offense, fights forward, and is across the 35 on a first down rush.
Again, you can't coach 6'1", 240. So when in doubt, you're having a hard time getting the ball out or completing the ball downfield, let's go back to our bread and butter. Let's see if they can get 8 on the ground. And so far, even in key situations, it's been tough.
Collins, their leading rusher on the season. Now their leading rusher tonight, 14 carries, 57 yards, and a touchdown rushing. Collins steps up, throws. It is caught and then knocked down. Musarino. A helmet came off on the play too. Alex Poole had his helmet come off right in the middle of the play. The play continued.
Well, he looked like a big leaguer here. Eyes never went downfield. Then as the pocket's collapsing, he stepped up as he should and fired a strike. And the Roos get a fresh set.
Well, 4th quarter instant replays are brought to you by Thomas J. Henry. When you or your family need help, call Thomas J. Henry 24/7 nights and weekends, 210-656-1000. And an interception by Trinity. Here comes Miesfeld.
Boy, Miesfeld's had one heck of a game, hasn't he? Trinity had some problems early in this football game downfield with their DBs, but boy, have they tightened things up since the 2nd quarter. And Miesfeld doing his best Mike Trout impersonation, just waiting for the ball to come down. And did not whiff when he got his opportunity.
2nd interception of the season for Miesfeld, and that's the 2nd turnover tonight, forced by the Trinity defense.
Yeah, Colt Collins tried to throw that ball on the run, didn't have his feet set, threw it a little bit off his back foot, put a little bit too much air underneath that, and Miesfeld able to bring it down, and a pretty decent return as well.
That's the 16th interception, or the 13th interception rather this year by Collins. And with the way Trinity's running the ball, it's going to be very tough to get this ball back with enough time on the clock right now if you're the Kangaroos.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's just all about now for Trinity possessing the ball and killing clock. Do that with lots of running plays, little short passes. That was a nice pickup there on first down, to say the least. I mean, anytime you can get 6 yards a carry and you're working ahead of the chains like that, so much the better.
It looks like we have the backup quarterback, Wyatt Messick's in with this 21-point lead. Messick is only a freshman, going to get some valuable time, and there's a welcome to college football moment, getting ripped down by Hayden Schilling.
Well, Trinity tried to give the young man a little pass here in a game that's being decided by 3 scores, and just an outstanding play by Schilling, getting his arm out there and dragging him to the ground. At least he didn't airmail it. Still get to run a few seconds off the clock.
Messick is 5 for 9 this season with 85 yards passing. Now he's also a good runner, 7 carries for 77 yards. Freshman steps up.
He's got it.
Take off. Sees the sticks and more. And there's a nice first down scamper. Nice 3rd down scamper to get the first down by freshman quarterback Wyatt Messick.
Yeah, how about that? Drops back, he's looking downfield. Then the edge guy kind of loses contain going after the quarterback. He steps up inside the pressure and he sees nothing but green in front of him, and that's a little too easy. But he made it look easy. Not an easy thing to do if you're not getting a whole lot of snaps out there.
Messick's to Davis, so we're looking at probably the future of the Trinity backfield for the foreseeable future. Both freshmen, Messick's and Davis. But with the depth that Jeremy Urban and this coaching staff said they're bringing in, perhaps nothing guaranteed. You're going to have to fight for your spot with a new and deeper Tigers football team.
Yeah, you know, that's something that a lot of coaches do nowadays, that the depth chart is written in sand. It's what have you done for me lately? So these are invaluable snaps, obviously, for Messick's as he gets a chance to show the coaches what he can do.
Davis certainly showing what he can do, still on his feet.
Get
Look
off
at Davis
me.
go.
Get off me. Look at that. You're in a 3-score game and guys still balling out like that.
I don't know how he stayed up.
I don't either. Yeah, just blood and guts. 2, 3, 4, 5. A little stiff arm there at the end for good riddance.
That's the cheat code on the video game.
That's right.
Heavy spin mode activated. Messick's keeps it himself. Great play in the zone read, fakes out a defender, and Messick's is into the end zone.
How about the vision and cutting ability of that guy?
Fourth rushing touchdown this year for Wyatt Messick's. And how about this poor defender in a secondary that's about to get juked out?
Yeah, pulls the ball back, and I don't think anybody laid a finger on him.
That's versatility right there. And now it's certainly all Tigers. 48-21 game.
Yeah, I don't know what's been more impressive tonight. Trinity's offense or their defense sans the first quarter.
Yeah, both equally impressive right here. Oh, Trinity starting to salt it away. It's 48-21. The Tigers can feel it on senior night. Up big. Trinity putting up the points, 48 with an extra point coming. It's their highest offensive output of the season. Topping the 41 they put up in overtime against Chapman back on September 23rd. There's still 6 minutes, 19 seconds left, so conceivable. And the Tigers aren't done scoring yet. And there's one more point. And now 49-21. And Trinity will kick it away when we return. Last final chances for Austin College. Back with CSN football after this message from Gun Auto. The Tiger, appropriately, Tigers are locked in right now after the 6-play, 74-yard drive. Freshman quarterback Wyatt Messick's 38-yard touchdown run. He made Sagun Adekunle fall over in the secondary. Just caught him going the wrong way, and Messick's accelerated right by him.
Well, the Tigers well over 500 yards of total offense tonight, and 322 of it coming on the ground. They have gashed Austin College every which way when it comes to pounding the football.
Kick back to the goal line. Here's Evans. Evans has some space, but 2 flags come flying. Well, for those that might have just joined us, the question, the Rolling Rentals and More Trinity team trivia question. Tigers head coach Jeremy Urban played 9 years in the NFL.
Illegal block in the back, number 38, return team. Half the distance to the goal from the spot of the foul. First down.
Played 9 years in the NFL and in the Super Bowl. Where did he play his high school football? And Chuck, I think you had it, right? We're going with, the answer we're rolling with is Victoria Stroman. So you thought you had it. We'll get to this. He played and was a Stroman Raider back in the day, but then Stroman High School later merged with Victoria High to become Victoria Memorial High School. I think you had that, right?
I did. I had I thought he was a Victoria High guy, and I guess I was right. He was a Victoria High guy just years after the fact.
And that's the Rolling Rentals and More Trinity team trivia question. Rolling Rentals and More. Wheels, tires, appliances, electronics, no credit check, easy payment plans, low cash prices. Call 210-521-RENT. Yeah, you knew. We had you on that.
It just makes me feel old because, I remember covering those Trinity teams that were national championship contenders when Jeremy was here. And then, covered his first playoff game when he was with the Arizona Cardinals.
That's a second charge timeout. Also be a media timeout.
Actually, all right, so we got to interrupt you. Finish your story after the break.
It wasn't his first playoff game, but it was his first one with the Cardinals, but I'll get to that when we come back.
Let's take a look now at Southern Athletic and NCAA scores this evening. They're sponsored by the San Antonio Express News, bringing you the real facts since 1865. SAA scoreboard. Look at that game. Hendricks storms back to win 70-42. 70-42. It's a lot of offense.
Yeah, I'll say, especially because they were getting struck there in the first half.
Kind of like the rally that Trinity has put on offensively and a defensive shutdown. Although there's a big pitch and catch, a completion out to Adonis Martin. Well, let's go back to that scoreboard. UTSA, tough loss to FIU. The Panthers, bowl eligible after the 14-7 win. And Alabama hanging around on LSU. The more top 25 action. Miami trying to stay unbeaten. One of only a handful of unbeatens left in FBS. Collins can't get out of pressure, and he is wrapped up. Taken back, way back at midfield. That was 94, Matthew Willis with the sack.
Yeah, Matthew Willis getting some face time. But just to finish my Jeremy Urban story.
Yes, back to Mickatanic's musings.
We were covering the Fiesta Bowl that year back in 08. So we were covering Texas and Ohio State. And, the Arizona Cardinals at the time had never won a playoff game. And the Arizona Cardinals were so cool. We picked up the phone a couple of days before their playoff game and asked them, hey, do you mind if we come to your game and we'd like to do a story on one of the locals that we got on your team? They're like, no, come on in. So we went down after the game, and it was a great game against the Atlanta Falcons, and nobody thought the Arizona Cardinals were going to do anything in that playoffs. And we did a little feature on Jeremy while we were there, and next thing you know, they're in the Super Bowl and, they're one or two plays away from beating the Steelers in that Super Bowl, one of the better Super Bowls you're ever going to see. But Jeremy's played in a couple of them. Oh, look out.
Yeah, there's Powell, Evan Powell, the freshman. Only 5'6", got the low leverage, and downshifted his way, close to the end zone.
And a few years earlier, it was the Seahawks and Steelers in that Super Bowl, and Jeremy was a member of the Seattle Seahawks. Of course, the Cowboys first gave him his chance. Brought him to camp one summer. He didn't make the Cowboys, but then Mike Holmgren really took a shine to him up in Seattle, and next thing you know, Jeremy has a really long career.
Pass nearly intercepted on both ends, linebacker and safety. That was Logan Cowan and then Kadarius Lee. And the cool thing about when Urban was in training camp with the Cowboys, that was a year they had training camp here in San Antonio. So he had to have it in front of all his friends and family, where he played his college football, where he was so good, comes back and is with the Dallas Cowboys training camp here in San Antonio.
And I say, has a long career. It didn't happen by happenstance. I mean, you got to be good, you got to be smart, you got to be durable. Jeremy was all those things, and he'd tell you he had a lot of guys that he could learn from along the way. As we watch another nice run here by Colt.
Yeah, touchdown run, but now excitement tempered because of the flag.
Well, the face. So the scores. 15-yard penalty be taken up.
All right. So excitement aside, should have gotten more excited on that touchdown. It looked like everyone had kind of slowed and stalled a little bit after the flag came out.
Dude, we're telling stories. This game's over.
And then everyone kind of stops here. That's, I was surprised that Trinity maybe stopped thinking that flag was on Austin College. But hey, good run by Colt Collins.
Yeah, you got a lot of young guys in there playing their first college snaps, and you get a little lesson from that.
Collins gets his second rushing touchdown. Well, senior night, they're celebrating. Fireworks going off already for the Tigers.
Trinity got it. Good job there. Nice high hop on the back end of that.
Trinity's going to be in the top half of the conference. Again, barring something absolutely remarkable by Austin College. Good, solid run. And here are the Southern Athletic Association standings. They're presented by mysa.com, the largest voice in South Texas for 150 years. If Trinity wins, that bumps them up to 5-2. So there was the loss to Center, the reason why Trinity can't win the league, because Center now 7-1. Trinity already lost to them back on October 14th, 27-21. They will take on Berry. The Tigers take on Berry, undefeated Berry, next week. That would be a heck of a finale for Trinity to go out on.
Well, this has been the story of this football game. Trinity wants to run, Trinity runs. And it's been really, really hard to stop if you're Austin College.
Trinity's over 330 yards rushing and nearing 600 total yards of offense.
Averaging 8 yards a carry.
And the man in at quarterback right now is the third string quarterback, Timmy Ware. Well, Ware hasn't had much experience this year, so he was just trying to escape that pressure. But this is always good. You get a guy in like this, third string quarterback in, rest the starters, rest your second string quarterback even, and let Ware get some game reps.
Yeah, sophomore, 6 feet, 200-pounder, lefty. See what you got.
The starters are all done for Trinity. It was an impressive showing by a senior, Jay Foster, on senior night. 12 carries for 170 yards in one game, nearly matching what he had in 8 prior games. Starters are still in, at least on special teams, for Austin College. Kyle Musarino back there to receive. And Musarino windmills those arms around, and he's going to set up his offense for one final go at it. Well, following the game, stay with us for the John Wayne Service Company post-game show. When you need heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical help, make just one call to fix it all. 210-293-6700. We'll have an interview down on the field, maybe a couple with head coach Jeremy Urban, and hopefully a few of the victorious players. And Chuck and I will take you through all the highlights of this one and recap an offensive firepower fest from Trinity. Now Collins still in. Tosses back out to Powell, who tries to dance out of bounds on the far sideline. So Lauren Dawson's going to let his starters play this one out, get them some experience, and they will head on to Berry, the number 19 team in the nation.
Well, they gave the home crowd a lot to cheer about tonight, winning their last game of the year at home. And then that would be a huge upset next week if they could knock off Berry. And then for Austin College, Trinity had a really tight game with Rhodes, beat them 40-34 back on October 7th. So we'll see if Lauren Dawson's team can kind of right the ship. We talked about this coming in, that they'd lost 5 of their last 6. They've had some injuries, and nothing wrong with that throw right there by young Colt Collins.
Brennan Ellis elevating to get that reception. I think if you're Austin, yeah, try to get some momentum. They were 5-5 in 2015, but before 2013 didn't have a winning season since 2000. Just try to find a high note into 2018. Airing it out, knocked away at the last minute. Musarino, the intended wideout, and now he's slow to get up.
So we got 27 seniors. They're winding down their season too. And so, you know, I think things are going in the right direction for both of these schools.
And I think one thing both coaches seemed happy about was the fact they don't have to play each other twice a year. And the old SCAC, because of some conference shuffling, the last 2 seasons, these 2 teams played each other twice. that's just kind of annoying. You play the same opponents, you know each other well. So now they're in a stable conference, a conference with a lot of firepower, and a conference that both should certainly grow in. And we saw that Hendricks score. That's a very good team.
Yeah.
Center second in the league at 7-1, and an undefeated Barry, top 25 team in the nation.
Well, all I know is Coach Dawson and his staff, they were very, very complimentary of what's going on here at Trinity. We talked about how tough it is to stop this balance attack and how veteran they are up front on the offensive line. All the returners coming back from last year. We talked about how Trinity changes their personnel groupings about as much as anybody. They're going to keep you on your toes, and they certainly did tonight. But, you know, Austin College, you know, especially in this early going, gave Trinity a good scare.
They had the lead, and we're tied at 21. But after Austin College had no answer.
Interference on the defense, number 28. It's a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, now if the Kangaroos score here, you won't really be able to tell the defensive dominance by Trinity, but for most of the meaningful chunk of this game, they shut them down. Now with the entirety of your second string in, Austin College might string together 2 garbage time touchdowns.
Well, I mean, we're exactly 1 yard away from having there's a touchdown.
There you go. Colt Collins, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game. It's not over yet. Credit Austin College. Certainly not over yet, but they'll need an onside kick, a quick touchdown, and another onside kick. But at least they're and a line drive right to Trinity. And that should seal it for the Tigers. A couple of 4th down and conversions and attempts. And a lot of offense. So if you're on the no field goal mantra, I'm on the let's always have more offense than a close defensive contested game.
We're in the same meeting rooms with. Yeah, I guess Larry Fitzgerald comes to mind probably more so than anybody. There were some great receivers on those teams that he played with in Arizona.
One last charge. And it's a first down run. Or Griffin Lay. Yeah, you take that wealth of NFL knowledge and bring it back here. And that'll do it. Trinity comes away with a big senior night win, 49-35. The Tigers improved to 6-3 on the season and 5-2 in conference for the season finale next week at Barry. Well, tonight's telecast of Trinity University football is a CSN Quarter Moon production in association with the Tiger Network. Stay with us for the John Wayne Service Company post-game show. Back with more CSN football after this.